sound is a death sentence. For a Soviet bomber pilot hundreds of miles away, it means a Phoenix missile has just locked on. And for the crew of the machine that fired it, it means one thing: mission accomplished. Welcome to top-tier TV. In the world of military aviation, few machines have ever captured the imagination quite like the F-14 Tomcat. It wasn't just a fighter jet, it was a symbol of American power, a piece of moving art. And for over 3 decades, the undisputed guardian of the aircraft carrier battle, it was born from a brutal lesson learned in the skies over Vietnam, designed to solve a problem no other fighter could, defending 1,000 miles of ocean from a swarm of enemy bombers and missiles. It was complex, it was demanding, but in the hands of its skilled crews, it was utterly dominant. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the legend. This is the story of the Grumman F-14 Tomcat, its tragic origins, its revolutionary technology, its life as a Hollywood star, and the raw, human experience of the men who flew it. The story of the Tomcat begins with a failure. In the 1960s, the U.S. Navy was forced into a joint project with the Air Force, resulting in the F-111B. It was supposed to be a long-range fleet interceptor, but it was overweight, underpowered, and utterly unsuited for carrier life. The program was a disaster, but the threat that prompted it was very, very real. The Soviet Union had developed a new strategy, the saturation attack. They would send waves of long-range bombers, like the Tu-22 were backfire, each armed with multiple large anti-ship missiles. Their plan was to overwhelm U.S. carrier defenses by sheer numbers. The Navy needed a new, purpose-built fighter to counter this, and they needed it fast. Enter Grumman, the then Grumman Iron Works, famous for building tough, naval-specific aircraft. They took the core concept of the F-111 long-range radar and the massive AIM-54 Phoenix missile and built an entirely new, agile airframe around it. The result was the F-14. It was a Phoenix, rising from the ashes of a failed program to become one of the most capable fighters ever built. It first flew in 1970, and by 1974, it was standing watch on the decks of U.S. carriers, its eyes fixed on the horizon, watching for the ever-present Soviet rare bears that would probe American defenses. So, what made the Tomcat so special? Let's break down the anatomy of this Sentinel. The most iconic feature, without a doubt, are the variable sweep wings. Why the moving parts? It was all about physics. For a carrier launch and landing, you need a lot of lift, which means big, straight wings. But for supersonic flight and high-speed interception, you need thin, swept-back wings to reduce drag. The Tomcat's genius was that it could do both. The wings would sweep forward for low-speed handling and sweep back for a high-speed dash. It was a mechanical marvel. Now, let's talk about the crew. This was a 2-man team, and their roles were distinct and vital. In the front seat, you had the pilot. Their job was pure aviation artistry, flying the complex approach to a pitching carrier deck, managing the engines, and executing the demanding maneuvers of a dogfight. In the back seat, you had the Radar Intercept Officer, the RIO, pronounced Rio. This was the wizard of the weapons systems. Their world was a complex dashboard of scopes and switches. Their job was to manage the most powerful radar system ever fitted to a fighter jet at the time, the Kasich-Nenor. The AWG-9 radar was a monster. It could track up to 24 targets at once, over 100 miles away, and it could guide the Tomcat's ultimate weapon, the AIM-54 Phoenix missile. The Phoenix was in a league of its own. It was a fire-and-forget missile with its own radar seeker, capable of destroying a bomber from over 100 miles away. A single F-14 could theoretically engage 6 different targets, simultaneously with 6 Phoenix missiles. This was the solution to the Soviet saturation attack. One Tomcat could hold an entire fleet of bombers at bay. While designed as a long-range sniper, the Tomcat was shockingly capable in a knife fight. Despite its size, it was incredibly agile, thanks to those variable sweep wings and a design philosophy that prioritized dogfight. This agility was immortalized in 1986 with a little film called Top Gun. Top Gun didn't just make the F-14 famous, it made it a global superstar. The image of Maverick and Goose in their Tomcat became the defining image of naval aviation. It was cool, it was dangerous, and it captured the public's imagination like no weapons system before or since. But its real-world combat record was just as dramatic. In 1981, over the Gulf of Sidra, 2 F-14s from the USS Nimitz were engaged by 2 Libyan Su-22 fighter jets. In a swift, decisive engagement, the Tomcats evaded the Libyans' air-to-air missiles and shot down both aircraft in under a minute. It was a powerful demonstration of American technological and tactical superiority. As the Cold War ended, the Tomcat's mission evolved. The Soviet bomber threat diminished, and the F-14 found a new life as a precision bomber. Fitted with the Lantern targeting pod, the Bombcat could now deliver laser-guided bombs with incredible accuracy, a role it performed admirably over the Balkans and in Operation Desert Storm. It proved that this aging Sentinel still had plenty of fight left in it, but we must also speak of the cost. The The Tomcat was a complex, maintenance-intensive, and demanding aircraft to fly. Its high-pressure hydraulics earned it the nickname the Turkey, and tragically, it had a safety record that claimed too many lives. Over 140 Tomcats were lost in accidents, resulting in the deaths of dozens of pilots and RIOs. The very complexity that made it great also made it unforgiving. We must always remember and honor the aircrew who made the ultimate sacrifice while mastering this magnificent beast. By the early 2000s, the Tomcat's age was showing. The maintenance hours per flight hour were becoming unsustainable. The Navy had a newer, more reliable, if less charismatic replacement in the F/A-18F Super Hornet. In 2006, the F-14 Tomcat flew its last official mission for the U.S. Navy. It was retired, not because it was obsolete, but because it was time. Its departure left a void on the flight deck that no other aircraft has truly filled. It was the end of an era, the last of the giant dedicated interceptors. From its birth from a failed project to its reign as the defender of the fleet and its immortalization on the silver screen, the F-14 Tomcat is more than just a machine. It is a testament to American engineering, a symbol of naval aviation's peak, and a reminder of the brave crews who push the envelope every day. Its roar is gone from the decks of our carriers, but its legend will forever soar in the history books and in our memories. Now, I want to hear from you. What is the most iconic thing about the Tomcat to you? Is it the swing wings, the Phoenix missile, its role in Top Gun, or something else entirely? Let me know down in the comments. I read every single one. If this deep dive into the story of the F-14 resonated with you, if you felt the need for speed, then please hit that like button and subscribe to Top Tier TV. We have many more legends of technology and history on the way. Thank you for watching. Talk to you in the comments.